Hello, my name is Vicky Butterfly. I'm an international performer and I'm telling you about some of my inspirations. In this episode, I'm going to say something about Punch Drunk. Punch Drunk is an immersive theatre company who put on incredible shows. They interpret works in an abstracted, experiential way. I don't know how many different cities Punch Drunk shows are currently running in. They've done ones in London, I've seen, and they've taken some of those shows to New York. I love all of their work. I love the idea of experiencing theatre rather than necessarily just watching it. I came across it first when I was studying. Quite a few people in my year at art college have gone on to work for Punch Drunk. People in the year above. It was a time when immersive theatre was quite, I wouldn't say new, but I would say it was maybe becoming newly fashionable. I liked the idea that theatre wasn't necessarily defined by having 500 people sitting down in a room, sitting on a stage. It could be any number of people. They would design shows which would be experienced by, you'd have to be at a roundabout and a taxi would come and pick you up, and there'd be 6 of you in a taxi, and you wouldn't know who was a performer, who wasn't a performer, and you'd be finding out the story as you experience it. You wouldn't know who was an audience member, you wouldn't know who was an audience member, you wouldn't know who was an actor. And no two people's experience of the shows would be the same. Sometimes it would be a place where you just get to experience it all at your own pace. Maybe you could go into a room and spend your whole time there and have a completely different part of the story to someone else that did a quick 2 circuit of it. And you can talk to people afterwards and almost piece together your experiences to find out what the hell happened. I suppose more like experiencing stories a little bit closer to life, really. I mean, although they are very baroque in scale, they have this beautiful, often kind of I can't really say the word, it's not really a word for it, almost like a crumbling beauty to the world. It's fragmented, it's how you find out stories in real life. You don't sit down and watch your 2 best friends have a fight. You'll hear, you might hear one thing one day, another thing another day, and then someone will change their mind about what they thought someone else said. And it's more like life. It's like a series of, it is the, say, like Sleep No More was Hamlet. No, sorry, Sleep No More was Macbeth. So Sleep No More was Macbeth, but it's Macbeth as experienced in a series of impressions by someone who's not one of the central characters. There's almost a voyeuristic pleasure. There's almost a sense of voyeurism that people are watching you. I think there is a real sense that you are in a world, and you also get out what you put in. You might go to there might be a show for instance where you go to a shop, and if you know it's the show, there'll be something you can say as you're paying for something, and they'll take you through to a room and it'll be a whole different world. It'll be a whole story. If someone just walks into the shop and thinks it's a shop, they might buy their bag of frozen peas and leave, and it's a shop. I would say for me that the most powerful, and I would say my experience of their shows is that they are powerful. Like it's intense. It's my favourite Punch Drunk show was the Masque of the Red Death one. I think even if it had been recorded, I don't think it's the kind of thing you can watch. Because I said before about performance not being something I think you can capture on film. It's something that should be totally subjective. And I think often to film a performance, especially a performance like that, does the performance a disservice.